Aloha, it's Ronnie Margolis with the agency Margolis Team Kauai and Hau'oli Makihiki Ho. Is the Kauai reset finally here? We're seeing a massive shift in how offline buyers are behaving. And today I'm going to break down the 2026 forecast for Kauai and the entire state. Now, everyone told you that lower rates would flood the Kauai market with buyers, but the January data, as we're 1/3 into the month, has come in and it tells a completely different story. So let's get into it when we do the numbers. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the Kauai real estate market and the statewide market at the end. 2024 versus 2025, which of course finished just a couple of weeks ago. And these are the numbers island-wide, right? We had 804 transactions, just a tiny 4% increase from 2024. There definitely was more volume, right? $1.3 billion changed hands in real estate sales, which is up 11% from 2024. In December, sales were about the same as in November. At the end of the year, we did a little bit more transaction-wise, but island-wide, and again, each of the zones are different, there was a 5% drop in the median price. So let's take a look at single-family homes, yeah? There were more residential transactions, almost an 18% increase in residential transactions. And the sales volume of those transactions was also up almost 12%. There are more properties coming on the market, and I'm going to show you that in a little bit. And the median price, though, went down, right, from 1.37 to 1.2 million. Again, it's island-wide. And there are more properties coming on the market that are more reasonably priced. And of course, because of more affordability, there's an increase in number of transactions there. These are the numbers just for the month of December that just passed, right? So obviously 37 single family homes sold. The median price, as you can see at the bottom of the graphics, a 2.498 median price. And again, obviously that's much higher because that's more of the luxury market on the north side. And both Lihue and Waimea had an increase in volume, and again, same thing, because of more listings. And on average, about a 7 to 8% lower price in terms of the list to sold ratio is the amount the property sold for compared to its listed price when the transaction closed. The hottest markets, Kaloa, Lihue, residential sales up a lot, both luxury properties and other properties along the South Shore, because they're all in the Kaloa district. That's Lauai, Kala'eo, and Omau. And Lihue shows statistically up almost 70%, again, because we had more inventory. Vacant land sales, they were down almost 23% to 92 transactions from 119 transactions in 2024. But the median price went up because there were more transactions in the more luxury space. Obviously, if you're spending $1 million plus for land, and then you got to figure to put in a wastewater system, to get plans done, to put in the facilities reserve charge for water, you're at about 1.2 million before you even put a shovel in the ground. So that's luxury housing for you. Our condo market was down a little bit. The number of transactions were down, the volume of transactions were down. Median price went up just a little bit. Again, the condo market remains sluggish because of the increases in maintenance costs and insurance that we pretty much talked about every month of last year in every market update. Here's the numbers for December that just passed. We had 21 sales in December. That's island-wide for $18 million worth of volume. And again, half of those sales were down in the Kaloa area, both luxury condos and also some units at Kiahuna Plantation, which is an affordable leasehold property. I thought this was interesting to take a look at our island versus the Big Island and look at the difference. Our sales were up, our volume was up, residential sales were up. The Big Island, total sales down, volume of the sales were down, median price is down. So there's clearly more demand for Kauai, although there are many more transactions on the Big Island where you can buy a piece of land in the lava zone for $7,500. You can't do that here. And so the island of Kauai is small and the demand remains high. Now let's take even a bigger look and take a look at the change in sales this way, going back to all the way back to 2015, because this reminds us of what a more normal market was, right? Pre-COVID and pre this, I don't know if you'd call it a mini recession or not, but you can see for Oahu and for Kauai, there were definitely more sales back in 2015. And same for Maui, the Big Islands are pretty much flat over the decade. If you take a look at the listings change on the right side of the screen, you'll see that there's more inventory on Oahu as they built more product over there, but less listings on the Big Island, on Maui, and certainly on Kauai. You can see that we're just at about 50% of what the listings were back in 2015. So over the whole decade, you can see that sales declined and listings declined. So if we look at that 10-year period, sales decreased 10.5% over the decade. And of course, Maui has experienced the most dramatic drop because of the instability there and the tragedy that happened there. Oahu declined 7% over the course of the 10-year periods, and Hawaii Island was kind of flat. The inventory trends are kind of mixed. Hawaii and Kauai saw huge declines. Take a look at that, 41.76% and 46.56% respectively. And so we've had fewer transactions while Oahu's been strengthening its position. The outer islands have sustained this pressure from declining sales because of the high prices and the constrained inventory. Lastly, let's take a look at the median price trends over the last 2 years. We're back to 24-25. And you can see that the median price is slightly up on Oahu, slightly down on the Big Island, way down on Maui. And we kind of are different from the other three islands. Our median price has risen despite the slower amount of inventory. So what does all this mean going into 2026? Well, you know, sellers were anticipating that when the rates drop, buyers would just come screaming off the fences, but we haven't seen that happening yet. However, you know, rates just dropped to their lowest level since 2022. As of Friday, they were under 6%, 5.99%, and our lenders may be able to get you an even lower rate, doing what's called a 3-to-1 rate buy down. So if you're thinking about buying, you may be better off to buy in this market than waiting a year or two, because based on the constrained inventory and the situation in the market, prices will continue to appreciate, although perhaps at lower levels or slower levels than the last couple of years. So until next time, hope you have a great rest of January. Thanks for watching our market update. You can always reach me at 808-346-7095. Happy to talk to you, answer any questions, and be your preeminent resource for real estate here on the beautiful Garden Island of Kauai. Hui hou.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more amazing property tours and real estate insights from Kauai.